Hi, I'm Alison Warner, founder of Evolve and Grow and author of Build and Grow. Welcome to the Evolve and Grow podcast show, where I share lots of useful tips and advice to tradespeople who are looking to move off the tools and grow a really successful business. So I'm delighted to be joined today by Jason Ruddle, who is Managing Director of Let's Build. And Let's Build is a project management and communication system for the construction industry. Jason joined Let's Build, that was formerly Genie Belt, in April 2018 and is now running their UK operation. Prior to his appointment at Let's Build, Jason was Executive Director of Alicosoft, the providers of Power Project. And during his career, he's been responsible for expanding the customer base and developing projects in the UK and international markets to improve digital adoption in the construction market. So thank you very much for coming on the show, Jason. Welcome.
Alison, thank you. Really pleased to actually participate in today's podcast.
You're very welcome. So obviously we're in a very different place today to where we were 8 weeks ago. We're facing massive challenges, and as an industry, potentially we've got some very tough times ahead. In your opinion, what do you think some of the challenges may be?
Certainly, moving forward, it's even more important that we maintain good lines of communication and to actually collaborate with each other, try to find solutions out of this situation rather than try and gain any kind of commercial advantage. There are many avenues being explored with artificial intelligence, augmented reality, drones, capturing data, deliveries, just in time. And a good example of that is, of course, Amazon, the big powerhouse of, basically the delivery of today. But, we should not forget offsite construction will all play a part in, the future build process. But I'd say most importantly, we need to keep a strong level of communication and break down, I do say, the blame culture. There is a continuous blame culture in the construction industry that can actually occur between clients, contractors and the supply chain.
Yeah. And we met recently, didn't we, through a webinar that you ran. And it was really interesting. It was talking about how historically, potentially, the industry has been quite slow to adopt technology. And there were a lot of different experts on the panel, and they were effectively saying this is a massive opportunity. So although we've got some tough times ahead, also there is an opportunity, I think, for those businesses that are willing to embrace technology and incorporate it into their business.
Absolutely, and I'd say it really starts with the small to medium size enterprise businesses, because businesses of that size can really make a change quickly, whereas large contractors, large house builders, they are big engines to actually change. So I think the game is on for the SMEs.
Yeah, that's interesting. That you're absolutely right, because I've worked in large organisations and now just work with small ones, but they are far more adaptable, aren't they? And agile. They can move a lot quicker than in a large organisation where potentially you've got several layers of sign off and takes a lot longer to get things done.
Yes, and definitely, and I certainly see that clients, the size of the project, they tend to actually be reaching out more to the SMEs than I say the majors in the industry, because they feel like they are agile, that they can be a lot more reactive to the changing needs.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And who would you say at Let's Build? Who are your typical customers?
Well, as I say, typically we work with main contractors, subcontractors, and house builders. So, all sizes of organisations, because, effectively, our technology is adaptable from, say, smaller consultancy, building organisations to the major main contractors, which we see in the UK market.
Yeah. And what is it? Perhaps you could give us an example of a typical challenge that you see or have seen in the industry.
Well, I'd say what I continually see across all the businesses I've actually worked with in over the last 2 decades is, I say, change management. Yeah, trying to actually get say management to actually adopt to the changes needed to actually improve work and information. Sharing the information has always been collaboratively. Whether you've basically produced drawings, sent drawings in the post, etc. But nowadays, with so technology, in our hands, people expect decisions to actually be made quickly. And more information is shared. So we need to make sure that if there is an interruption due to an occurrence on site, that speed is the essence in actually resolving how how the changes are occurred. So.
Yeah, interesting. And I noticed on your website the other week, in fact, it was how I found your website. I was doing some research myself and I came across this very interesting blog about construction industry trends for 2020 in relation to the use of technology. What, in your view, do you think are the key types of technology that will most likely greatly advance the SME building industry over the coming years?
Well, I think I'll say many things, but I'll say looking actually, I'll say software and where the data is actually basically stored. A lot of SMEs, would probably still be paper based. We call it pen and paper. So they may be using tools like Excel or Word or basically just individual applications which will be sitting in silos. So where they would be best, I say gain from is working with systems which actually have easy access to whether they're on site or whether they're sitting down with a client. So that information is readily available at all times.
One of the key features that I like, because I was thinking, oh, thank the Lord, I don't have to do this for my clients, was the part of the system that had the operational checklists and standards in it. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that part of the system and how it can help a small builder?
Yeah, within any project, there'll certainly be a project schedule. But if a task is complete, let's say, a builder's fitting some windows. So once the windows are fitted, there will be a requirement to actually do a check, a quality check, to make sure that it's up to the actual standards. So integrated, within certainly the Let's Build system is that once that task has been completed, an automated checklist will be available on the mobile device to actually then run through a number of questions. So make sure that i.e. the number of fixings are correct, mastic around the edges are actually being applied. What that will also then do is actually allow that to be signed off and approved, and then that can actually then be issued to the client as proof, and as a full documentation that the job is done to the full specification and correct standards.
And will help the guys on the ground as well to do the job properly, because it's something that we come across frequently. It's often a big thing that stops businesses from scaling, because the business owner is frightened to step back and let the guys get on with the job in hand, because they're worried that they're not going to do it to the standard that they would do it. But the trouble is that all of that information's in their head.
Yes.
And it's not that the guy on site is deliberately not doing their job to standard or is being lazy. It's just they haven't got that level of experience yet to keep all of that information in their head. So to me, it's that's my whole background coming from a large organization. Everything was written down and it was there to support you and help you.
Yeah, and I always will say that there's also one word, and I'd say it's trust. People work very hands-on approach. We are on site, and we'll certainly do what is required from the owner. But let's say trust of basically somebody filling out information or forms needs to happen, as you say. It's everybody's there to do a good job. They all want to be paid. They all want to actually show that they are more than capable of actually achieving the end results.
That's right. And I noticed one particular trend that was in this blog that I read was something called building information modelling. Can you tell me a little bit more about that in relation to small building companies?
Yeah, well, there's certainly BIM, as its as its acronym is, as I say, it has been around again for certainly the last 10 years, even for the small house builders. We see on television programs like Grand Designs actually show that there is applications out there, and a lot of these applications are free. So if you look at tools like SketchUp or Home Designer, that gives, I say, the client and the builder the ability to actually show the information in a 3D model, and that 3D model is not there just as a visual; it actually holds the information. So, again, if we take a window as an example, if somebody selected a window within the actual model itself, it can actually give you the specification. So it's more than say just an image. Effectively it becomes almost like the handover document of a build process. So
yeah. And it's interesting because I think all of these things you were just talking there about trust and building trust with your team, but I think they can also, we've seen it, help clients build trust with their customer, because it's quite unusual at this stage in the small building market for clients for business owners to be using technology in this way. And this is something we've seen just in the last few weeks, where one of our clients in particular has started to share the technology with their clients and give them a login. And it just sets them apart and builds that trust.
Yeah, and I say I totally agree, because the end client, the hardest thing you'll generally find is the visualization aspect. They can't visually see a build process unless you've been involved with it. So physically being able to actually see something on the screen and obviously walk through, or just good examples are even just like if somebody's putting in a new staircase and they're spending £2,000 to £3,000 and they've got to select the types of moldings or the materials. You can get some great tools which actually show you the whole visual. And it also gives the builder the opportunity to upsell, to actually improve their margins if they can really show the client what they can gain.
Yes, yeah, brilliant. What about 5G? How soon do you think we are? How close do you think we are to seeing that being fully utilised or starting to be utilised in the industry?
I say my personal view, I think we're still maybe 6 to 12 months away from really 5G being more readily available. But the context, I think, just so we look back for the last 8 weeks and we clearly see that technology is stable in home environments or even in the work environments. Everybody's gone as I say, just technology mad in the last 8 to 10 weeks, and it shows that the basically the broadbands, the internets have the capability today to actually manage. It doesn't matter whether it's SMEs or major contractors.
Yeah, that's it. See, as soon as 6 to 12 months, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And what kind of capability do you think that will give the construction industry at the smaller end?
I'll say again, I think it's just it's the speed of access to information.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, today I would say 90% of SMEs will be emailing their clients with information. So if they can provide high level, I say visuals or a lot of data just simply by the sharing, let's say the tools, then having those enhanced speeds and 5G capabilities, then that will help tremendously.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you make there, actually, about how quickly, I was working on Zoom anyway, but I've had building clients holding Zoom meetings with prospective clients, closing deals, and then sending them their terms and conditions electronically. And these are people who said, "Oh, I don't do computers," and they've completely switched. But it shows it's the survival of the most adaptable, isn't it, rather than the survival of the fittest.
It is, yes, and I say a crisis can always. I always say a crisis can always turn into a positive. So it certainly shows the standout, people and individual businesses who really want to adopt.
Providing, I think, you've got the right mindset, and that was the other thing that that was prominent on the webinar that I watched that you ran a few weeks ago. They were very much saying about it's those that have the right mindset that are willing to adapt.
Yeah, and I call them innovators or mobilizers. So it doesn't matter whether it's it's an SME or a major contractor. You find an individual who really wants to make a difference, and they will make the difference for sure.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. So, what advice would you give to a small building firm as to the sorts of things that they should be thinking about to be more competitive?
The first thing I'd say is make sure you do build a great team. So even if you're starting off by yourself and then building a small team, make sure you know your people. Because your business will depend on it for some time for sure. And I'd say if I look at the two other key aspects, I would say don't forget your customer is going to be key. So give your customer the great service they deserve and expect to actually have, because there's big sums of money people who actually be investing in projects, so they want to make sure that they are comfortable with the basic provider of that. And finally, I would say be proactive and not reactive. Always, just say, if you need to speak to your client, make sure you set a time where you're going to speak to them. Don't wait for them to actually reach out to you.
And it's interesting. All three things that you mentioned there are kind of basic things, really, aren't they? In business, and it's about communication.
Yes.
But I think that's what's exciting. I think about the future, and I love looking at where we're going and how technology will be able to help, because if it's used in the right way, then it will improve that communication both for your internal customer, your team, and your external customer, your client.
Yes.
So what kinds of things do you think builders of the future will be able to do remotely, which will help them with social distancing but also productivity?
Well, I think we certainly mentioned quite a few of them. Certainly visually, If you look at the augmented reality, I think that will come down to SMEs. Clearly you can do that on your mobile phone, so you'll be able to interact with your clients just walking around your sites and actually ask them questions interactively. That will certainly help. And just looking at I say one of the critical things is like material deliveries. I think now there will be just-in-time deliveries, so you won't actually have to have a large outlay of materials, because clearly it's shown that Amazon and even like say the food delivery organizations can really step up their game and actually basically improve the way we share it and deliver.
Which it can often be a challenge, can't it? It certainly has been the last few weeks, getting materials and such like. So augmented reality, just in layman's terms, that's kind of the ability to, an example of that would be the customer being able to see a 3D model of what their project could look like.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence, how do you see that being impacting the industry?
Well, artificial intelligence is all about learning. The more data we can gather, the better we can actually basically just get at doing things. Because as I say, if you look at a build process, whether actually it's building a staircase or I say building an extension, you're still using the same methods as what we were using 50 years ago. Basically with the intelligence which we're gathering, we can actually improve in, I've made reference about modularization. So even with, home builds, there's so many things that you can actually do as a modularization aspect, which means that by gathering this information, it improves time and cost in delivery. So.
Because it'll be doing a lot of the heavy lifting, if you excuse the pun, I guess, for the builder. They won't have to do so much planning and thinking because it's using past history to predict what is needed in the future. Yeah,
yes.
Really interesting. Really interesting. moving on to recruitment, which is often a big challenge for our clients. How do you think we can keep attracting young talent into the industry?
Well, I'm going to be very biased on this. We need to really just continually raise the bar in showing, explaining that technology really runs construction. Because if you look at if you're out say driving or walking, a lot of people will see construction sites and they'll say, right, it's a dirty industry to be part of. All they ever see is bricks, mortar, cranes, and muddy boots. But behind the scenes, it is technology. I'd say, I always say there's more technology within the construction industry than what you'll see in the car automation or aerospace, because it's very dispersed. Every project is different. Attracting young talents. There's loads of those associations out there who will actually continue to actually drive the value of joining construction. But I think it's organisations or new organisations like Let's Build and others who can actually show that. Technology is a winner and is there to actually bring in construction professionals of the future.
So showing the different opportunities that are available and how exciting it can be, because it will always be needed. Do you think we need to be doing more with schools and colleges?
I think we will always look to actually improve the way schools and colleges work, and I must say I'm a firm believer that industry professionals should do more to actually work directly with schools, because lecturers, teachers, they learn and they basically teach, but they possibly don't keep up to date with that technology. So. More days where companies can actually interact with schools, I think would actually help tremendously.
Working collaboratively, not only with schools and colleges, but probably in other industry professions as well to make the most of it. And how do companies like Let's Build, do you think, evolve and break into an industry like construction?
It's as I say, it takes a lot of effort, I'm gonna if I look at our example, our CEO, a guy called Klaus Neingart. Now he is non-construction related. He's an entrepreneur and realised that during an early build process for his own requirements, there was a lack of communication. There's a lack of sharing information. So again, it can only just take one individual to actually really realize that the powerhouses of software providers up until now have done a great job, but then it's businesses like Let's Build who can be agile, like we said with SMEs. Let's Build is very agile. We can adapt, we can change. And we can listen to the actual client's requirements very quickly and actually deliver on those.
Yeah. And just one more question, Jason, if I may. One of the challenges that we see our clients facing is you show them a system like Let's Build or Let's Build, and they can see the benefit of the technology. One of their concerns is, how do I get my guys on site to do what they're meant to do? Because they're practical people, and often they're perhaps been in the industry a longer time, and they say, I'll never get Bob to enter this on his phone, or he can barely send a text. What advice would you give to that business owner on perhaps some of the things that you've seen companies do that have overcome that challenge?
Okay, well, I think the most important thing is to for a business like ours is to actually make the apps self-intuitive, because as I say, 99% of the population will actually have a mobile phone, and hopefully it's that's a tool which they will have on a daily basis. So if they've used or seen something like WhatsApp or Messenger or even text, then if they can do that, then they'll be able to actually interactively use something like Let's Build and others. So it's not about training, it's about just making it self-intuitive. So just a step-by-step process.
Yeah. Interesting. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for coming on the show today. It's certainly been a really interesting discussion about what is coming next, and also what's available here and now, really, which I think we've seen businesses adopt far quicker because of what's happened over the last 9 weeks. And there's just so many opportunities, I think, in the industry. That's why I love working with this sector. So many opportunities to drive efficiencies within a small building business. So finally, where can people go to find out more information on Let's Build?
Okay, the first place would be our website. So that's letsbuild.com. And I say, on the website there's basically a lot of information under the resources tab, so you can read post blogs, and also then basically again access to webinars which we've actually hosted in the past as well.
Okay, that's brilliant. And there's a demo feature on there as well that they can book in for.
Yep, demo, or again, if they want to actually get a feel of what our application does, they can actually download a free trial version as well.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely. Well, thank you very much, Jason, and look forward to speaking again to you soon, no doubt.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. Please do share on social media. And if you'd like to learn more, head over to my website, www.evolveandgrowcoaching.com, where you'll find more details and also my book, Build and Grow, which is available on Amazon. Finally, you can also support the show by writing a review and subscribing on iTunes.